Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3. Hello and welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party Network. I'm Darren Moser, joined as always by my fellow strandees, Philip and Daniel. Daniel, you had a date this weekend, I think. We've never seen her before, but
she goes to a different school. Okay, I told you. Just leave it alone. You don't know her.
She's at a Canadian school.
Wait. With This Is Learning, she does a different school. How does that work?
I wouldn't know. That's just I wouldn't know that. But
well, Philip, why don't you talk about that flashback memory you were explaining to me earlier?
That's right. I don't know if folks saw the recent tweet that went out. That was our first podcast ever that we recorded. Was retweeted from our prior show, just because they do flashback tweets, and that was our first pod. And that was so many years ago. I'm not even going to assign it a number. So
that was cute, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was nice.
It was our blind date, our three-way blind date.
That's what it was. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Well,
and we all met.
Yeah.
And
it was like, y'all are going to do a show, here do a practice show, and then get married. It was an arranged
We all met.
marriage.
We stared awkwardly into each other's eyes for an hour, and then everybody went home dissatisfied.
That's right. We circled around the table a few times.
Oh, wait, well, before that conversation gets a little deeper, let's welcome our guest, Sabriel. Welcome to City Alpha 3. We're sorry you're stranded here with us, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here. I think we kind of met through our mutual acquaintance, Charlene Schmidt. I have been a Trekkie since I was really little. When I tell a story super quick here. My first Star Trek episode that I remember terrified I didn't ask what rating this show is, but heck out of me, was the episode where Worf is in the holodeck against the creatures, like the yellow skinned horned guy.
Oh,
I was 4 or 5 when I saw it. Scared the living daylights out of me.
Skeletor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Skeletor's holodeck program.
So I didn't go back to the show for a year or two later. That's been love ever since.
Yeah, mine
But you
was
got
with
Kalar, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, my first one was where they're eating the bugs and they had and they phaser the guy and he explodes into a million pieces. And
great one to start with.
yeah, it was a little traumatic, but not maybe in a good way. No. But yeah.
Super quick. What I do a lot of freelance writing. I do a lot of esports things. Overwatch primarily. I'm just a freelance writer, gamer online, but a Trekkie all my life. I also do a co-host a podcast where I am Captain Sabriel Maston of Transporter Lock, where we talk usually about Discovery, but pretty much anything that's come out Star Trek-wise after Discovery or during or after Discovery. So Picard, short treks. The only thing we haven't really covered is here, except for the first episode, Lower Decks.
Awesome. Well, again, we're glad to have you and talking about Trek. No ranks here. We're just all, chatting amongst ourselves. And today, we're going to be talking about the 5th episode of Lower Decks, which is Cupid's Errant Arrow. And I just want to start off by saying we called the joke when we were practicing last week when we heard the episode title, and we're like, oh, well, is the date going to be on a holodeck only? And they dropped that joke like within the first 5 minutes of the episode. So
did you guys have the same error I did? When I opened up the episode Thursday morning, the episode for this one was also listed as Moist Vessel. So I thought like there was some kind of joke going on because at first until the episode started. So I was like, a dating episode? Like, wow, they are going risque.
Moist Vessel's the dating episode. Yeah, that would be bad if they mixed up those titles. But no, it didn't have that error for me. But I don't. Maybe that was just on the drop date.
Yeah.
But we're doing 2 episodes in a row with 2 companionships. So
that's right.
I mean, I make nothing of that, but I'm like, oh, okay, I'm doing that again. That's fun. I mean, that's not a criticism. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, mix it up a little bit, but we did have a cooler companion vessel this time. I mean, some would say. Some may say not, but I think, you know.
You talk about the Parliament class starship we get?
That Vancouver.
I knew Darren would know the class.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the class was because I didn't think they mentioned it. But
I loved how, I mean, it's obviously staged, but where it's showing up and it like literally covers
takes up the whole
the Cerritos. Like where it stops,
great.
it's like, I'm more important than you. And it just stopped there. And that was very clever.
When I first saw that shot, I don't know how far we want to get into it, but I was like, and then they started to get into that joke. I'm like, I hope this isn't like the main thrust of the episode where they have to learn to love the Cerritos or whatever. And it wasn't as much as I was worried about it. So it was kind of a good running gag. Like,
yeah.
just in the background, it was just this thing that was going on.
I feel... Let's do overall impressions first before we dive into the little nitty-gritty bits. But overall, I enjoyed this episode a lot. I feel like it's really kind of hit its stride. I think it did kind of go for some of the low-hanging fruit jokes, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but they were just like, oh, the friend that distrusts the new relationship, and oh, we don't want to get transferred because we love the ship that we're on, family. Like, again, those tropes, like, we've seen a million times, so it's not that they weren't ineffective, but I guess it wasn't exactly breaking new ground for stories. But overall, I enjoyed it. Philip, Rutherford scale 1 to 10. How were we on this one?
It's a 3.
I mean, 3?
Yeah, he was a B story, to be sure. But, I mean, why not an A story? Why not an A story? Rutherford, what I mean, we're doing my man dirty. I mean, I don't know when his A story is coming, but I hope it's sometime soon that he gets that A story.
We're big Rutherford fans here, Sabriel, so we rank. That's really how we can tell if it's a good episode, is if we get enough Rutherford.
But just for their quick overall,
yeah,
I really did enjoy it. Like, I mean, it's a cartoon. I don't want to be like too analytical and serious about it, but like, it seemed like it found its
That's your
feet.
job, Philip.
I know that I get paid a lot of money for. But like, you know, it's what is it? Like, this is a Lower Decks has found its feet. That's what it is. That said, I'll agree with you that there are times, and I mean, this is going to be the analysis of comedy, but it did feel a little sitcom-y, and it's like, I think the first half of the episode, I'm like, okay. Okay. But I mean, there was a lot of good stuff though, so I did enjoy it overall. Oh,
that was the other subplot, was the jealous ex-boyfriend that she works with. Like, it's like, we've seen that all a million times. Like, so there was like 3 of those plots that it was just like, okay,
silly, but
the joke still lands, but we all know where this is going. It's not a surprise at all. Sabriel, what were your overall feels for Cupid's Errant's arrow?
Lower Decks itself has hit at best middling for me the entire way through. First episode the worst for me, but beyond that, like, every episode's like, okay, ha 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 ha. This episode again, like, I liked it enough. Nothing has made me go, this is freaking amazing for me. This episode, like, the jealousy angle is what really killed it for me. I'm like, come on, Boimler. I know this is your trope, this is your stereotype, but that did nothing for me. I did like...
I liked confident Boimler at the beginning, where
yeah.
he's like, this is my girlfriend, and the suspicious mariner, like, that dynamic worked.
Uh-huh.
But then, they're saying, things of a flirtatious nature behind that corridor. What must be? It's like, no, that we know that's not going anywhere. We know they're not going to go around the corner and see something.
And so for me, like, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I get it. Mariner knows things. Tell me more about why she does. Like, okay, I get it. Like, that's basically the big thing about each episode at this point. So I'm not sure if the show is still trying to go for episodic, or if they're trying to have a general narrative over the course of the season. It seems to me like they're not sure yet at this point, because, like, okay, I get it. A lot of these jokes are the same characters doing the same thing every time. I could do that with, like, Rescue Rangers or DuckTales.
Cheese? Did someone say cheese?
Exactly. So if that's their shtick, cool. But it feels like they're trying to push the show a bit more, but afraid to take that step. And so, like, again, this episode's like, okay, cool. This amuses me at some point, but show me what you got. Show me what you really got.
Show me what you've got. Daniel, what was your what stood out for you in this episode?
Well, that's a good question.
Oh,
I don't
awkward
know.
pause. That's not good.
I don't know that anything stood out. In fact, to me, this has kind of cemented the baseline for Lower Decks.
We're halfway through.
It's kind of like the same sort of thing that we, like in Discovery and in Picard, like it's this pattern. Like you are like, oh, there's this new concept, and this could go in a trillion different ways. And then by the third or fourth episode, you're like, okay, I kind of get where they are now.
Right.
Like, so I was really looking for a lot.
So now we know
Decks,
where our second start of the right is, and we're heading there.
Yeah. So now I have a baseline, and so now I'm just like, okay, it was fine. It was fine. I enjoyed it well enough. I thought it was on par for what we've seen so far. So.
Yeah, and I'm not here to kick it around. I mean, that's how I save that for Discovery. Just kidding. But I'm just kidding. But I mean, I think this episode did sort of like you said, like, okay, this is Lower Decks. It's not going to be like a favorite show. Well, for me, I mean, everyone's taste is different. But I'm like, okay, this is what you can expect. Just 20 minutes of laying back, Star Trek references, jokes. Don't expect a lot.
Well,
now, Philip, I'm sorry, Darren, I just got to interrupt
go for
because there's two very important references that this episode made that I thought for sure would make this Philip's favorite episode of all time.
Justice, yes. My wife, because of course they didn't say what it was, and I just had this big reaction. My wife's just like, oh, that meant something, didn't it? I'm like, yes. Yes, it did.
There's a Justice reference, and I'm pretty sure in the beginning when Rutherford and Tendi?
Yeah.
Are scanning things. I'm pretty sure that was the sonic screwdriver sound effect. Like it felt like almost 1,000% sonic screwdriver. So,
well, not the new T88s, but those old types.
Yeah. We also learned that all it takes to run a diagnostic on a starship is a barcode scanner.
Yep.
So that's nice
to know.
I
thought that. My thought exactly. It's a barcode scanner. That's all.
It's like you're not doing any work at all. You're just lasering things.
That's Lower Decks. You gotta have busy work.
Yeah. It's like we could automate it, or we could make it where everyone has to manually scan every single component, and
that was. And sorry, I didn't know this is shotgun approach, but the lieutenant commander, like he was such a weird character, like
the one who didn't want to transfer off.
Yeah,
and that was.
I don't know. Again, I don't want to take on this episode because I did enjoy it, but it was awkward and weird and dumb. I don't know.
Moment when the reveal was, he was trying to transfer off to become the Lower Decks, basically. I had a quick moment where I was like, because they were talking about the parasite, like, does he have like a bluegill or a parasite in him? And then it revealed, no, it's just he is that way. But for a hot moment there, I was like, oh, is there a deeper subplot here? But no, there wasn't.
No. Maybe that would have worked better if he had been in contact with Mariner, who was much more vocal about being Lower Decks, but because it was Rutherford and Tendi, it didn't really hit.
Yeah.
I did think it was weird, but I also kind of loved like his complaints. He's like, I had to go back in time to kill someone who was worse than Hitler.
Yeah.
He's talking about
That's
all
true.
these huge pressure.
Like if that's not your
on
bag, like you don't really want to be on that ship.
Yeah. And I've talked about it before, but it's like I love the idea that there are just people who don't want to be captain of the flagship. This is their job, and
right.
maybe getting attacked by Romulans every episode really would be terrible for their mental health and well-being. So
God, it's always something every week with those people.
I know, right? But anyways,
well, I think let's talk some high points that we enjoyed as we've kind of bashed the episode around a little bit. But I think for me the two highlights off the bat were the flashback to the Deep Space Nine with the Olympic class starship, and you have the big poofy hair, and that was fun because it's just you instantly were nostalgic for that moment as they're talking about just. They could talk about anything. It doesn't matter. I just want Quark to walk by in the background or anything. It just works.
They were clearly still on the starship. They weren't even on DS9 in that
Oh,
scene.
I think you're right.
And the scene, I was like, okay, something feels off about the timeline here. I gotta look up these dates here. And so, Lower Decks
timeline. There's no
I'm
time
getting
to argue about.
I got a point. But I was like, this is a little weird. So Lower Decks takes place in 2380.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, they're talking about what happened, the data lore in the Borg. I'm like, what year was that take place? I look it up. That took place in 2369. I was like, I thought this happened way before DS9 came out. And I looked that up when that one started. Federation took over in 2369. I'm like, wow, they actually did pretty good on that.
But they didn't have those uniforms, though. They had the station uniforms.
Yeah, but
well,
they're half right. They're mostly right. I was like, okay, impressive. That also means that Mariner has been an ensign, or trying to be an ensign, for 11 years at least.
Oh, man.
But
in the
wait,
chem program.
This is what I didn't understand, because I felt like it was too long. Like she's sitting there in her first contact uniform talking about
Data
the
lore.
episode Descent.
Oh, Descent. That's right.
And at the very least, there's 3 years removed from those events, or maybe 5 years probably removed from those two events. I thought she was talking about something really old, and I'm like, why is she bringing up this adventure that the Enterprise had when probably more recently Insurrection had happened?
Oh, absolutely.
At the very least, or First Contact. So it feels like even if, like, I don't know, I still feel like they're fudging the numbers, because it would have still been like 7 years prior that had happened. So I don't even know why she was talking about it. It was so weird.
Well, so this means also, unless she was like very young, and she's roughly 30, 31, 32 in Lower Decks. I thought she was way younger.
I thought they were the same age. I thought her and Boimler, didn't they say in the first episode that they're the same age?
Well, that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
But also,
he's an unreliable narrator.
It's an animated series, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm calling the animated ones canonish. If there's something canon, they'll pull it out for the live action, but canonish.
Well, and if she hadn't pin dropped the events of Descent, we would have just thought like, oh, that's a couple years ago during the time that those were the uniforms, and she's at Deep Space Nine, and but
I got it. It was just declassified.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I'm kind of upset at that scene, because they're playing with us now. Like they're playing with us. They teased us, because that's Deep Space Nine. You're doing an animated show. Show us Deep Space Nine, man. Why would you not? This is the opportunity for you. You could easily bring in Armin to do a voiceover for Quark or something. If you're going to do it, just do it. Don't show us. It's upsetting to me that they just teased us.
They're drinking. They're literally drinking. Why are they not at Quark's bar?
Yeah.
There's like,
Why else would you show that scene? Oh, that's whatever.
Yeah. Well, the other, I think, high point for me of this episode was the squabbling delegates about the imploded moon. Just from the start of like, oh, wait, the tides control our crops, and oh, but we worship the moon dust, and oh, but it's protecting pollution from hitting our other moon. And when the shoe drops that the population on like the moon 2 instead of moon 3 was like the two rich people, and she's just like, implode the moon. And just that was fun. That was actually, I really enjoyed Captain Freeman in that whole, because she's trying to be the delegate, and then this, the rich citizen is running around like, you're murderers, you're killing us. And it was just, I think that part I liked. That was something new. That was something Star Trek, because we've all seen those missions where they all sit down at the table, or Picard is trying to broker the peace, whether it's space drugs or, any, clones and repopulating your population. So that felt very Star Trek.
Yeah,
What'd you guys think of that subplot?
I like that scene at the very end there. The whole thing, well, in the beginning, they open the ready room door, and there they are. And one guy is like, it's a conspiracy from the government. Yeah. I cracked up to that.
That the moon is going to collapse. And they're like, you can see it right now collapsing. But
I like that. And I did like the reveal, like, the both of us are going to have to move. And wait, there's two of you? Blow it up. Like, very quickly, I like the humor.
Yeah. It's like, well, I'm done. I'm done with this.
I was kind of hoping. I mean, again, I wine. Tell him to it. But I was kind of hoping that, like, it seemed that they were trying to tie that mission to like Tendi and Rutherford, but it would seem like, because I felt like, oh, they're going to give them a task to complete, and even
they
like
didn't really have anything to do with that mission, though.
No, or even like when I forget, Gillian Jacobs' character's name. But even when her and was working on the the planet hologram thing, was like, oh, we're going to work on this, but it's like it seemed like the senior bridge crew would solve the problem so quickly, it didn't allow the lower decks to like work on the problem, which I thought would be that's the story, but I guess it wasn't. So,
yeah, well, it's just like we said in that other episode where Rutherford was assigned to monitor tractor beams, but then he didn't do anything with that, and yet that was a major part of that episode was the tractor beams. So it's like, why not use him? But what did you think, Daniel?
I thought the scene where Boimler goes into the hologram room,
briefing.
Yeah, and he knocks all the planets around, and then they like formed a stable orbit or whatever they showed briefly. I thought like he was going to have solved the problem.
Oh,
and it turns out no. Nope.
Just the jealous boyfriend trope.
Yeah,
because we love that.
With a spoon. There was one scene I really cracked up hard for when Rutherford and Tildy is running away from the lieutenant commander when he's like, give me back my pad. They're running around and they're like, point to a Jeffries tube, like, quick, in there. They dive in there, and as they get out, he just comes right around the corner and starts continue chasing.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much all we were missing was it like yakety sax playing for them to jump in and out. But
they just turn around and go back through the Jeffrey tubes, and he just keeps going back and forth. Yeah, that'd be funny.
But yeah, no, and that was a fun. I think again, we're halfway through the season, and I felt that the upper decks had enough, like not too much. Like you had a little bit with the captain and a little bit with that lieutenant commander or whoever was trying to boot them off the ship, and Tendi and Rutherford got to do something. Obviously the A plot was all Boimler and Mariner, but. So it felt balanced a little more than like some other episodes where, like we say, where's Rutherford? He's not even practically in this episode, But, and this also was interesting to see Mariner fixate on something besides non-compliance.
Yeah.
Like she has her whole red tape, red yarn between the pictures, like conspiracy wall, where she's like, well, maybe she's a Suliban, or maybe she's, an Arcasian 3 spirit devil, or, maybe it's this, and it's just, maybe she's an android, and that was fun. That's like, again, easy Star Trek references to cobble together for that. What did you think of that part, anybody?
Well, I'll say there was some up and downs, both in a good and bad way, but it kept me engaged, if to use a phrase, because the trope, I guess, or a trope, would be Mariner reveals that she likes Boimler, right? But that didn't happen,
right? Which they didn't do,
I guess, or I don't know. I was at the end of it, I'm like, why does she care so much? I mean, as a character, sorry, I'm doing from a writing standpoint, like as a character, why does Mariner care so much? I don't know if they grounded that in anything other than just she has all this experience and.
Remember from the first episode, she's his mentor, right?
I guess.
I put some thought. So I put some thought into this, and because I was
I'm glad
too,
somebody did, Daniel. Please.
Well, here's the thing, because Mariner is peak Mariner in this episode, but I'm like, is she going too far? Because that's kind of her character.
I'm right, and I'm going to prove it to you. I'm right.
Yeah, and this definitely could just well be in the realm of Mariner acting like Mariner, but I also thought maybe the parasite was affecting her too, and maybe it was just she was like also jealous of the girlfriend, but not in a romantic way.
She's starting to become more connected to Boimler because of the parasite. Not
right. So it seemed like maybe that could be.
Is this a Tom Paris B'Elanna tour situation?
I don't want to take advantage of you because you're under an alien parasite. Bam. And then that's the reveal that it's Boimler has the parasite and it's making him attractive to females or something. So then
I'm confused. Was it because of the parasite that his outfit is sexy, or is that outfit sexy?
The mismatch.
I love that. She's like, you come in here looking all cool.
That was great. That was a good line.
I know. It's like when Saru asked for list of greatest captains. He's like, list for most swag decor to wear. And he just throws it all on. But yeah, again, there's jokes that hit, and there's, I don't know, like, again, it's revealed that it's this alien parasite, but like, I feel like there was a point during the episode where we're kind of convinced that she obviously likes him, but then Mariner just keeps pushing it, and it's like, my friend can't possibly, be in a relationship with you because you're like, well, you're a lieutenant and he's an ensign, like, basically is what she
literally said that.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know if it's because I'm super gay or not, but I didn't get that at all of a Mariner Boimler romantic connection. I just think she sees him.
And I didn't get it either. Yeah.
Just Mentor taking care of this little dweeb who is as I mentioned before, plays the iconic "if all of us Star Trek nerds were in this universe."
But we actually aren't Starfleet material.
Yeah, right. But I think she's really just taking care of him, and she's gonna help him. She'll help him reach his goals, even if they're not hers.
Mm-hmm. Well, but that's weird to me because, like, we talked about this too before. Where is she helping him? Like because like
comically,
at some point, there's just an attractive young woman that likes him,
right?
And she can't let it go. She literally can't let it. It turns out in the end, for some reason, because this is how they like to write it,
right?
That Mariner is always right, even though it's these crazy scenarios.
I mean,
but,
I'll admit it does seem odd that somebody likes Boimler.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like if she's really his mentor and she really wants the best for him, and that's what I think she is, and I do think that's what she thinks. Why can't he just have this cool
Canadian
lieutenant girlfriend, and they can be cool and hang out together and have apparently sex on the on those shuttle things?
Yeah.
I mean, not very professional, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, and the parasite didn't actually do anything like harmful. It wasn't actually controlling him or changing him at all. It just made people fall in love with him, basically. So I don't know. It's
well, Sabriel, to piggyback on what you said, I was wondering, because I'm always like, okay, what's the trope or what's the direction at the end? I was wondering, are Mariner and Gillian Jacobs, I don't know, are going to be a couple? But I was like,
hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they definitely had the my two exes have a conversation behind my back trope, while he was coming to, and they're all discussing, like, oh, that one time you did that. Oh, that's so funny. And it's like there were so many tropes in this episode that...
Which is fine. Comedy. It's,
Oh, so that's one more reference I laughed at, because the girlfriend we talked a little bit about the girlfriend from Canada joke. I mean, it was there, but not said.
Right.
I mean, we teased it, but
they did it in a Star Trek way.
Yep.
Which worked.
I love it.
Well, I mean, the fact that the starship is named the Vancouver,
exactly.
I thought was...
Yeah.
But though, of course, now that I know how Lower Decks works, I was automatically looking at the shuttle names.
Yep, me too.
And being like, okay, what is this reference? It's Canadian. I know that. I don't know to what, but it has to be Canadian, just like the other one is California. So I was like... And apparently, one of our Canadians here on the network said it's sort of the districts, or I don't know. Yeah, so that was...
Oh, kind of like states?
Boroughs.
Or...
Boroughs of Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Boroughs, very
that
strong
makes
word,
sense.
But yeah, the idea.
So far, this show has been pretty North American centric. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it
Star
was
Trek
working its
doesn't
way
usually
up.
do that.
Yeah.
No, never. No,
Look, Riker's
even.
born in Alaska. Sulu's
That's
born
Canada,
in...
right?
No, it's... well, maybe by this century.
After World War III, who knows?
After World War III, yeah, nobody cares. But
No
I was
more pop
pulling
culture.
a what's-his-face from Lower Decks, the episode. Never mind.
Yes.
I don't have to
Yes.
explain.
but,
Well, and this is a question I posed to the gallery here, because I was thinking with a lot of references are made, and obviously that's sort of half the joke, or at least the tone that they're going for the jokes. But I don't mind, here, complain again. I don't mind the Star Trek references, because that's the whole point of the show. But like the Enterprise-specific references seem to happen a lot. There's a lot of Enterprise-specific references, or CG-specific. Like, it's not just like... Well, no, because it's like, they mention the Enterprise on their 10 forward scene or whatever. Then they mentioned it... Oh, with the... Well, and then they
like
mentioned
Q
Riker...
on a Captain Picard day or something.
And they
like
mentioned
that.
Riker as his password. I'm like, I could get make Star Trek jokes, but like just... I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a minor complaint, but I'm like, come on.
There was even an Enterprise series reference, like what was it? Kirk body with the Tucker
Charles
Tucker sprinkles, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was great.
Well,
it's
and they
tough.
mentioned Suliban, which are Enterprise.
Yeah, that stuff is easy to get away with because that's like in-universe
Yeah.
stuff. But I think the self-referential stuff is like you really have to be cautious of that because like I'll be watching the episode with my girlfriend and she's like, and I laughed at that line with
She's
Kirk
like,
and then
I
Charles
don't know why
Tucker.
you're laughing.
She's like,
Yeah.
I get Kirk, but and I'm like, don't worry about it. It's unimportant. But it's just like you just have to be careful because you get caught up in yourself and then you lose a lot of the audience.
Yeah, it depends on who your audience is. If you're just going for Trekkies who are already Trekkies, more power to you. But if you're trying to get new people in, good luck.
Yeah.
Then again, from the writing perspective, now I wonder what the writing room looks like. I wonder what it literally looks like.
It's just 8 computers with memory alpha open.
Because I'm like, I do like that you have Star Trek people, but I think you also have to have non-Star Trek people to make the comedy good, just to make good jokes. But I don't know.
I mean, a lot of it is like the weird, gross out humor, like, oh, we got zombies, barfing black goo all over. I mean, that's kind of the general Rick and Morty kind of thing too. For everyone's, I guess that might be your everyman humor. I don't know. I'm not Rick and Morty watcher either.
I'm not.
Well, in Sabriel, we've asked not all of our guests, but one of the things we've been talking about with Lower Decks is who is it for? Like, who is this show for? And at its base level, we've agreed that it's at least there to fill the month or two that CBS All Access wants your money while you wait for Star Trek Discovery. But yeah, what do you think this show is for? Who is its audience?
It's not for me, I can tell you that. I get amusement out of it, but not strong amusement. Just like giggle, okay, I get it. You like Star Trek a lot too. I do, or I do that. Like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's holding a beer and pointing at the TV. Like, I got that. I got that reference. But
It's like, wait, that was someone.
Gosh, it has to be like the Rick and Morty crowd, who are also Trekkies. I mean, they're very big geeks too. I mean, obviously,
So a subset of Rick and Morty fans.
The Venn diagram.
Yeah, so, except for the fact, like we're going to try to get some money out of Trekkies by getting them to subscribe to CBS All Access. I think it's just a Trekkies, shotgun fire approach. Let's see who this goes for. Like, usually you kind of have an idea for it, but I couldn't tell you the answer to that, to be honest. I don't know if there is an answer other than people I mean, the show is all about making jokes that fans have been making for decades. Who cleans up the holodeck? Who does this?
Right.
And they're like, hey, we can make that into a show. So
Can they? That's the
But
question.
they kind of already did. I mean, we've already seen this with like the Orville. Like that's the same premise essentially. And so when you compare it to something like Rick and Morty, but Rick and Morty, it's like they took all the edginess and ripped it out, and then now we have Lower Decks, like all this stuff that makes Rick and Morty interesting and smart and
because it's not trying to be Trek. Rick and Morty is not.
So it's so comparing it even to that audience is weird because like it just must be people who need an incentive for one more month of CBS All Access.
And what, like they said it's going to be episodic, and usually episodic television has like the big changes between seasons. Like that's when you make people get promoted or die or something happens. So, like, I'm trying to picture, how long does this show actually run? Like, are we going to get 5 seasons of 50 episodes of this? Like, if they don't start progressing or changing in some way their relationships, like that's just 50 episodes of jokes, and I don't know, but we'll see.
We haven't really. I mean, not that there has to be a rule, but we haven't really established how many seasons exist in New Trek. Like, how many seasons will Picard have? How many seasons will Discovery have? Like, there's not the 7 magic number, things Enterprise, but
or the 24 episodes per season, cranking them out.
But I do hope they change the title sequence. Not that I don't like it. I do like it. I think it's funny. But like, I hope every season they have a different one.
Oh, like other mishaps, the Cerritos is falling into more black holes. That'd be funny.
There's another thing that happened this episode. They went straight to the opening credits. I was a little confused at first. I was like, oh, this is a weird start. And like, wait, no, that's actually the credits. Like, I recognize that.
Yeah, and I think that's just narratively choosing. There's no teaser. Yeah. They just want to get right into the plot. So, which again, probably the funniest shot is just that beginning shot where the ship is just covering up the other one slowly, and it's so obvious and so like, oh well, we're just saying, hey, look at us, we're more important. But all right, well, I think we've talked around this episode a couple of times. Maybe we've gone back in time and killed people worse than Hitler. Who knows? But
I'm telling
overall,
you, people 1920s, they don't wash their hands.
Well, maybe we just need the Lower Decks crew to go back to late 21st century Earth or whatever now is. we need to see some of that. Although,
can I pitch this? Sorry. Would
Go
this
ahead.
would this show have been better as a Starfleet Academy show?
I think possibly. I was just thinking now, like, okay, the namesake, with the Lower Decks TV, with the episode, like, that worked on a whole different level. I mean, it wasn't because it was showing these people that, they still go to the bar and they still, but they interact with their command crew. But it wasn't so much as, oh, look at all the menial jobs they have to do. It was more like, look at how people react when they don't have the full picture because they're not on the bridge. That was the big difference with TNG Lower Decks. And we don't really... That's not the direction this show went, that's for sure.
I thought tonally that the show... And again, I'm not beating up... We are beating up the show, I guess. But that the tonally would be like that the senior crew would be competent, and then the Lower Decks would be the zany comic. But everyone's zany comic. And I'm like, well, if everyone's zany comic... Okay.
There's no straight man. We need this.
Exactly.
Everyone's pretty competent at what they do, which is what we're told Starfleet is. Even if they go about it different ways, they're all relatively competent.
It's an interesting idea, Philip, that this should be a Starfleet Academy show instead. I kind of like it. It does feel like it would fit more with the juvenile humor. That would fit.
Dorm room
pretty,
humor,
pretty
pranks
good,
on the captain, pranks on the command.
And then you could have dopey, professors or whatever. That they would be
the cat
adults.
Professor.
Room, right? Yeah.
I mean, at that point,
it might work.
Then we get Saved by the Bell. Starfleet Academy is what that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to that. Black attack, get up
That's
there,
true. And then
forever.
later, they eventually get to go on their away mission, and they have training.
Well, we know that there are ships that just travel around with cadets on them.
Yeah.
See,
That's true.
There's easily a way to get to space. That's no problem.
If you think about that, the show makes a whole lot more sense, actually.
I wonder if they didn't do it because the Starfleet Academy show has been like Star Trek's White Whale for a long time. Like, they've always wanted to go do something big in Starfleet
but
Academy.
keep that for live action or something.
Keep it for something real. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
The show's
I
real.
think
I'm paying
Lower
money
Decks-
for it.
Lower Decks made the choice to, in their Saved by the Bell animated series, make Screech the main character, which is a bold choice. So,
Yeah. Well, hang on. If we're going to do this, if
No, Mariner's Zach and Boimler's Screech.
Okay. Well, we've got a whole nother cast of characters. We need. Who's Mr. Belding? Are you saying the captain is Mr. Belding?
No,
No.
security guy.
Oh,
Arbajoran.
Shrax.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's interesting. Okay. All right.
It's okay. The longer we think about it, the more it's going to break down.
Yeah.
But that's all right. But what were your thoughts, Sabriel, on just that overall tone of the show and kind of where it's going? Like you said, it wasn't really for you, but it's still Star Trek. So
I think it still fits better on a starship because they can go places. If they have if they're going to go for the quasi-scientific angle, I mean, it wouldn't be the same show if they're going to be at Starfleet Academy. you can't have the unless you're on a cadet ship, your red squad, or maybe your like chartreuse squad or pink squad or something like that. You can
Lavender
do some things.
blue
Yeah.
squad.
We're lavender blue
Mauve.
squad. We can do some things. But unless they have the occasional
The Hufflepuff
adventure-
ship.
the Hufflepuff of Star Trek. It's hard to. It would be a very different
That's
show.
true.
It'd be cool.
Otherwise, you're just going to the holodeck every episode to go to that planet and
Yeah.
go to that scenario. And it's like, well, then why not just be on a ship?
Yeah, and maybe we've done enough of that in like the movies, like the Star Trek, the 2009. You know, we're having that scene where we see Kirk doing his Academy days, where he's like, just fire one torpedo, or we've seen Voyager go back to Starfleet Academy and do those things. Enterprise, we've seen him go to no actual academy, but similar.
They have like first duty and stuff for
Yeah,
like
so
TNG.
Maybe that's where Starfleet Academy, despite us wanting our 90210 at Starfleet Academy, is maybe the occasional visit is all we really need. Otherwise, it gets too Saved by the Bell. They can still go to Max in the holodeck.
Was that
I
mean
don't
when
know.
they eventually
I think it'd be
graduate,
cool.
somehow their favorite teacher becomes their captain of the new ship? Because it's got to
course.
stay with
yeah.
them.
Mr. Feeney syndrome.
Yeah.
Like,
I teach college now.
suddenly I have this ship. Oh, it's awesome. All right.
Gang, I'm so glad you're graduating, but I have good news. I've been promoted to field captain, and I'll
Good
now
news, everybody.
which is totally a thing. And,
That's I mean I do think there's a lot of opportunity there. I don't know. I guess we would have to see how they would handle it. And the way that CBS is going now, we'll probably get 14 more shows before next year anyways. So we'll just wait.
at least
and
announced,
It'll pop up.
maybe
Yes,
not
announced.
produced, but
See, I would think, and again, well, there's more episodes to come, but until there's an A story with just Rutherford and Tendi as the A story, and that Boimler and Mariner are like the B or C people, that shows me that there's a different tone. But if it's just Boimler and or Mariner A story every single time, I'm like, okay.
I think we need Boimler and Mariner stuck in a holodeck, and they don't realize they're in the holodeck for the whole episode. And then Tendi and Mariner, or Tendi and Rutherford, are trying to get them out, and that's the A plot. And then we like barely see,
There you
the
go.
other two. Yeah, I don't know, but that's a good point. If they don't ever switch up the formula, then it's really formulaic.
Or if you insist on Mariner trying to, be the main thrust of a lot of these episodes, pair her with
true.
Rutherford.
She
who
seemed
would
to
be
know him.
a
She
great
seemed to
foil.
like him. Like he was a cool guy. Like, hey, that dude, But
Yeah.
she barely talks to him. Yeah. I mean, I get it's 25 minutes. They have like no time to do anything. But
Well, they do things.
I mean, some of the best ways to get new characters, I mean, as a writer, like some of the ways to really change things up is to put pairings together that don't normally go together.
yeah,
And so maybe we will get that. Maybe it's just too soon. Maybe they're taking their time. Maybe they didn't think of that. I don't know. I hope to see that.
they got 10 episodes, so they don't have a lot
Yeah.
of time left. but,
5 of them have been Mariner and Boimler. So
Yeah. well, we can when we all return for next week's episode, we can be like, guys, they paired up another group. It's amazing. It's a miracle.
I will say, the whole episode, I'm like, I don't need to look this up because I know the lady who does his girlfriend's voice, but I can't picture it. I can't in my mind. I don't know who it is. Like, and then finally, I was like, oh, it's Britta. It's Britta's voice.
Did they Brita this episode?
I have
Might have.
no idea who this person is. What was her name and what are they known for?
She's from Community.
Oh, that's why I have no idea. I haven't watched that.
She's also on Love, I think, which is from Netflix. I want to say.
Oh.
That's the name of the show. Yeah. But, yeah.
Really?
So so lots of stereotypical plot lines and our favorite quote unquote Mariner and Boimler and Tendi and Rutherford pairings. A little bit of Deep Space Nine thrown in, but yeah, we'll see
A
what we get next
screenshot of
episode.
Deep
Yeah.
Space Nine, Darren. Let's not overblow it here.
Look, it's all
it was
2D.
one image.
It's called 2D animation, Daniel. It's all the same, but
They didn't have it in the budget. It should be.
That's the thing. They should. Yeah, whatever.
I know.
Talked
Well, I
about
guess, and this is my last thing for again, the tone of the show. Again, not there aren't moments, not that it isn't funny, but if they bring in, which they don't need to, but if they bring in one of the Star Trek characters, like it's almost like how do they fit in? They're just going to turn into like their Family Guy caricature. Like it's not going to be like, if Deanna Troi shows up, she's going to be comedy Deanna Troi. She's not going to be the Deanna Troi we know from live action. But like whatever character they bring in is going to have to be sort of this cartoon Simpsons Family Guy version of their character.
Yeah.
But depending on the character, it might be okay. Like if you have Quark, that's okay. Quark would fit into
Quark
an animated
can
show.
show up anywhere at any time and work.
Yeah, there's certain characters. Yeah, you wouldn't want somebody serious or I don't know. There's ways they could.
You know who would
you're
bizarrely
right. I understand
fit
what you
in?
mean, Philip.
Garrick. I think you could fit Garrick in this.
He's a little too serious, I think, for maybe.
Well, I guess it's also tricky, especially with the alien characters. It's like, okay, well, how do you, like, you have like Quark or Garrick, but how do you define that is Quark? You know what I mean? Like visually, like the way they draw a Ferengi and like a Cardassian.
Are you saying they all look alike?
I'm saying they could accidentally draw them all alike if they don't. Like, what's the one thing that makes Garrick? You know,
he can wear a name tag.
Besides, a
he's a
picture
very
of
well
Bashir
dressed
in his
Cardassian.
wallet.
Darren, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but no Cardassians wear nice tailored suits like that.
That is true. That is true. All right. Well, any final thoughts on Cupid's errant arrow, Daniel?
No, I think I'm over the hump of, like I said in the beginning, just I get the show now, like what it's trying to do. I'm not going to look for stuff that it's not going to do. I'm not going to look for this great character development or sweeping sci-fi stories. And maybe I was too harsh on it at the beginning or looking for too much. But I understand it now, I think. I get where the show is. I've lowered my expectations quite a bit on what I expect the show to be, and I think that's okay. I think for a 20-minute cartoon that can make me laugh 30% of the time, I'm fine with it. But it's a good distraction. I'll watch the episodes. We'll talk about them, and that'll probably be it for my relationship with Lower Decks, and that's fine. If that's what they wanted, just a little bit of filler, I think I'm okay with that.
All right, Sabriel, what are your final thoughts on this gem of an episode?
Almost identical here. I was trying to make a reference, a joke, like my expectations are now the Lower Decks level.
The lowest of decks.
Yep. I didn't go in with many high expectations at all, and they are being met. I'm not expecting deep philosophical answers and quandaries, just something that will make me giggle sometimes. And maybe next season I'll just wait until an actual Star Trek series comes out, and I'll watch all these episodes and binge them. But this episode
versus Strange New Worlds, are you excited for that?
All of them, I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, I will. I'm really excited.
The highest of decks.
Yeah, the highest. I was really pumped for Picard. I love Picard. I love Discovery. Every other show, cool, but I haven't seen anything to get me excited yet. But once to give me anything, something. They keep promising me Section 31, but there's no.
Yeah, we still that's the biggest troll. They say that, but it's a Section 31 cover up. There's never actually going to be a Section 31 show.
It's the Spock shuttle of series.
So I'm reserving my excitement until I actually get some news. Otherwise, it's cool, more Star Trek. I'm getting my dream eventually, and so those are my feelings on this episode. No, but it was fine. It's fine. I'll watch the next one.
It's all right. Yeah, it's like watching a 10-episode series that's 24 minutes apart. I could survive that.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest, but Philip, what about you? I mean, now I'm confused because last time it was D+ for Rutherford, but then this time it was like a 2,
3 hearts. Yeah.
So I'm I'm really confused by this ranking system.
What's the ratio from Stanley Nichols to?
Well, when I make my rating, I turn on my cyber implant, and so sometimes it gets
so it's a Vulcan
wonky.
rating.
Yeah. So it is either he exists or he does not exist in the story. Is my
It's
If
binary.
he exists, it's never enough, and if he doesn't exist, it's not enough.
Like I said, 'cause, we all have banged on this one a lot. But like I think it's a better episode than some of the other ones. I mean, I know there's only 5. But I think, like we said, we sort of cemented what it is, and so we're like, okay, So I think the last episode was the same. Like I hated, strong word, but I didn't like the first half of last week's episode, and the second half they got me after a certain point. And I think that was kind of the same with this episode. There's just a lot of things I didn't like. Again, not that I hated or anything, but just like didn't rub me the right way. But then I was like, oh, and then there's other moments there are. So it's a mixed bag. I like Daniel's 30%. That sounds just about right for.
Yeah, no. I felt a lot of the story was just the predictable tropes, and that's what was kind of surprising to me. Is there were so many of them. The jealous boyfriend, the misunderstood words from the other room, the conspiracy, and then they're just like, hey, if we do enough of them, people won't realize it, and we just clobber them all together. It's
quantity
like, no.
over quality every time.
Yeah, it's like they just keep selling it, and they don't know what they had. But overall, I did enjoy the plots. The parts where they dipped into Star Trekness the most, like the delegation and the some of the other things. Those worked well. So yeah, it's getting there. I think, like Sabriel, like you said, by this episode now, we all kind of have a feeling what this show is going to be, and we can kind of set our expectations appropriately. So, but it's still Star Trek, so I'll still watch it. All right. Well, that was fun talking about this. Again, we do not have an episode title for next week just yet.
Oh.
Unfortunately, are we going to go full Latin yet, guys? I don't know. Are we going to get our time travel episodes?
I think we're going to avoid that for the animated show, yeah.
I forget, was there a post-teaser?
There was.
Yeah, there was.
Basically no hint of what the next episode
I
was.
know.
No information.
Yeah.
It was really weird, yeah.
So, all right. Well,
next episode we'll have lots of jokes.
yes, the best of jokes.
Maybe a few Star Trek references too.
Yeah, a couple,
one or two.
A couple
at least,
of those
yeah.
dabbled in.
Yeah.
All right, Philip. If someone wanted to find you and see where your T88 was on your mantle, where would they find you?
Oh, I mean, just ignore the bag that's below that, because that's not filled with anything. They can find me on Twitter at @NCPublicServant.
And Daniel, if someone wanted to talk to you about your tree-named fleet of shuttlecraft, where would they find you?
They could find me on Twitter as well. At one, I'm not even going to go anywhere with that. At one of Dan, that's the number one, not the word.
Well, you have the shuttle Birch and Cherry, and
I'm just thinking of like the Monty Python skits.
we're so on brand with Starfleet, guys. Like there's got to be meetings that Mariner has to sit through where they decide like the naming scheme of the new fleet of shuttles they're getting.
That sounds fascinating. That sounds fascinating.
You know what? The 2 screenshots I would want from this episode are the ones of both Tendi and Rutherford in glory. Just the screenshots in their minds of what would have happened if they have the T88.
Oh,
him on top of the warp core. Yeah,
that was a good one. And Sabriel, where could people find you online or even listen to you talking Star Trek?
Goodness gracious. Okay, I'll get down to the gambit here. On Twitter and most places, I am at Sabriality. And if you're like me, who usually can't spell that when asked, just go to the website sabriel.me. That has links to everything I do. But also listen to Transporter Lock, transporterlock.com. That is the podcast I do with my good friend Ken Gagney, talking about Discovery, Picard, and basically whatever else we feel like talking about when it comes to Star Trek.
Wonderful. And if someone wanted to talk to me about just parking my ship in silhouette of all other ships, they can find me on Twitter, Instagram under username Dr. Sci-Fi, DRSCIFI. Well, I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Daniel Prue.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
And I am Sabriel Maston.
Stranded here, talking about Star Trek on City Alpha 3.